Hey, I'm Will, and I'm going to fix this art by Angelina. We're going to focus on good drawing mechanics. All right, I've got one here from Angelina. And before I start, I just want to tell a really quick story about a video that I saw the other day. A really short video of these two MMA fighters in a worldwide event, and the one fighter got caught in a really weird chokehold by the other fighter, and he got submitted. He had to tap out. Then they show someone got their phone out and recorded when they went out through the tunnel. They were behind the scenes, and the fighter who lost went up to the other fighter that won and said, "How did you do that? Can you show me that move?" And so that fighter was like, "Sure," and he showed him on his friend. He showed him where to put his arms and how to turn everything, and that fighter was like, "Oh, now show me on me and help me do it," And I thought that is the utmost humility, right? In being able to lose and try to turn it into a learning situation. And that's what I see going on here. And I want to thank the artists who gave us permission to use their art, because it's very humbling to have us show your art and monkey with it and try to fix it. And that's what this whole series is about. Those of you who can, no matter where you are on your art journey, if you can humble yourself, and the same goes for us still. Like, I still struggle with stuff. I will still ask Jake for a draw over. I don't know who Jake asked for a draw over, but you never stop learning. If you can be comfortable with the fact that you can never stop learning, you will grow your skills faster than, that's the fastest way to grow. In looking at this illustration by Angelina, one of the things that I noticed in here is we've got this rope that they're holding, and I really want to talk about, because Jake really went over these kinds of things with line of action. And this guy here is kind of straight up and down, and this guy is kind of leaning forward. And in order to make a rope taut, you kind of have to pull against it. So I feel like this guy here is going to get pulled this way and tip over. And really, we're talking about mechanics. And then this little guy over here is pulling back, and which is an awkward angle to pull on a rope behind you, right? And so what you really want to do is get your mechanics right first, get your line of actions right, and do something more like this and something more like that, so that they can, you're going to naturally, when someone's pulling on a rope, you're going to naturally want to pull back, and you're going to shift your weight back. Okay. So that's the first thing I see. And then the second thing, and Jake kind of went through this already. This is kind of the proportions I see Angelina using, which is the exaggerated large head and really exaggerated small body, which is, kind of that 2.5 heads high, right? Body proportion, which is the same thing that I use, and a lot of artists use that. So if you can imagine your little drawings as a skeleton, where you actually have elbows. So like on like this arm right here, I can't really tell where that would be. Now that's okay, because that arm could be really taut, and so maybe we wouldn't see the elbow. But we really need to see, if you really need to be able to draw your characters with that in mind, with everything, that they, with the bone structure and the skeletal structure in mind, and that'll really help your drawing. So I kind of just did these little drawings right here, where if we bring, instead of the arm going backwards, back behind to grab the rope, if we bring that arm forward and grab out in front, we could still hold the flag here. But you'll find that even if you're going to put clothes on this character, you'll be more successful in being able to identify where those body parts go, and you can quickly see if a leg is too long or too short. But that's how I would fix this one, is really getting into the skeletal structure, because what's happening is everything is kind of turning to mush. And what's interesting is this painting reminds me so much of my early work, where I would completely lose my drawing and I would start making it up in the paint. And I feel like that's what's happening on this one, where if we zoom in a little bit, the arm starts to bend because we've kind of, we've got an arm that kind of does something that it can't really do, rather than saying, well, this is the hand right here, this is the elbow out
Yeah.
here.
If you're gonna go that curvy with you got to go all the way
Yeah, you got
in
to
the
go all
whole
the way.
thing, right?
Yeah.
That rubber
Yeah.
hose stuff.
Yep, and that's really all that that I would do on the poses on these, is really change that line of action to put weight so they can't fall over. Mechanically, your illustrations have to work so that your characters aren't going to fall over by being pulled by on that rope. They need to be pulling against it. For even more great tips, check out svslearn.com for more classes on this subject.